All right, welcome to the channel Dreadmoor today.
Hello, unscripted.
Yeah, this is Dreadmoor and Sensereha Unscripted.
We're doing something a little different,
we're gonna be checking out the Peacock original series Ted.
which was hilarious.
Yeah, they had an episode. I think it was episode 3, right, in season 2.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called Dungeons and Dealers.
So you got to check it out, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah, so we're gonna kind of break down the premises for you and let you see some clips throughout the show. And then we'll give you our little take on what's happening throughout the show so you have an idea. But if you want to watch the whole episode, it's on Peacock, Season 2, Episode 3. So
okay, right now we're going to start with the introductions to the main characters of this show.
Yeah, we'll give you the 6 characters, isn't it? 6 characters that are pretty much titled in here. Yeah, they're main characters.
Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time.
All right, that's Ted.
Now, I've never seen the movie, so I've never seen any of the stuff. So when we seen the little clip on Dungeon Masters, I was like, what is this little kid stuff again?
Yeah.
And it's not. He is raunchy, and he's definitely adult.
Yeah, it's I guess the show's based on him, a living teddy bear. So that's it's your first main character there. That's Ted.
We will definitely watch this show because we were laughing the whole time.
Yeah, this was a really good show. And this episode was really good. If you play Dungeons and Dragons, we highly recommend it.
Yeah, and that's Ted. So that was Ted.
Yeah, that's something you'd find smeared in blood on the wall at a crime scene.
Now, that is John. That is the son, and that is Ted's best friend. And also, we've seen him on Dungeon Masters doing
yeah,
a
we
side
didn't know
quest.
he was a Max Burkholder or something. I was like,
Yes.
who's that? I've never seen the show. Didn't know the guy was.
But now we do.
Yep. So he's
got this Boston, Massachusetts accent, you know.
So he's the son that lives in the house hanging out with Ted.
So that's the second character.
That's your second character in the episode that we're talking about.
So I'd rather die than ask you guys for this particular favor.
Now that's Blair. That's the sister and the daughter of, it's just your regular family.
Family, yeah. Son and a daughter, yeah. And then
a bear.
A living teddy bear, right? The average stuff.
And she is pretty much, annoyed that she has to ask, and she's just annoyed. You could tell. She's just an older sister.
You can tell she
in
does
college.
not want to be in that room.
No, she doesn't. But she's great in here too. Everybody is phenomenal in here.
Yeah, they do a really good job. So, again, that's Blair.
That's
your third character, and main character in the series.
Jesus, Susan. Why you gotta jam yourself into everybody's business, huh?
Now that is Maddie. That's the dad, and he is hilarious. That's the husband.
Yeah, he's the best character in here for me, anyways. I enjoyed his antics, his comedy, his humor.
He's very crass, and he reminds me of like an 80s dad that just was always angry, and it was just no bullshit.
Yeah.
It was just one of those dads.
Yeah, he's one of those dads for sure. He was funny. He was really good. So, yeah, you might like him. He might be your favorite character as well. It depends on your level of PC.
Yeah. Your sense of humor, but he was hilarious.
Yeah, he's got my sense of humor all day. Definitely. All right, so that's the fourth character in this episode that you're going to be paying attention to.
I was showing him that I care.
Now, she's great. That's the mom, and her name is Susan.
Yeah.
And you could tell she has that Massachusetts Boston accent, but
she's really involved in everybody's life. And,
she's way too involved, and that's and she's just sweet. But I've seen her in a couple of things, Still Waiting, and she made a special appearance on Always Sunny.
Yeah, she was great, and she was
played a crackhead.
She was the nanny too in Meet the Parents.
Yeah, she's been funny. So she's pretty. This is different than what she usually plays, but I enjoyed her.
Yeah, she was
a
really funny.
Sweetheart.
Yeah, she was. They made her into like the sweet mom that you would fall in love with. So yeah, she was funny. So that's Susan. That's the fifth character, and now we're gonna be on to our final character, which is the Dungeon Master.
Hey, the rules are the rules. You don't like my game, you can leave anytime.
That's your classic DM right there.
That is your classic DM, not the ones you see on Dungeon Masters. Let's let you do anything. No, No, he's not like that at all.
That's kind of how I am. I like killing my characters. I don't.
We're all about the rules.
Yeah, I follow the rules to the T. If that means your character has to die, I don't care.
You don't give them extra stats or anything, no. Like you know how she'll give somebody bonus points if she's impressed or she's taken over.
No, I don't do any of that. I don't. No.
He's just great. He's funny. He's just like because I've played with several Dungeon Masters, and this is the way they are. This is the way my husband.
Old school DMs right here.
This is the way you DM.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's so that's your final character. That's going to be all your main characters in this episode here, the storyline that we're about to go into. Again, Dungeons and Dealers. So we'll get you caught up to what's happening here. So at this point, the daughter comes in, right? Basically,
Blair. Yes.
Yeah, Blair comes in to ask for some smoke.
But I have finals next week, and I'm all out of pot. I need it to study.
Okay, so you can see the premise there. She comes in. She didn't want to be in there.
She doesn't want to ask for any help, but she needs some weed so she can study.
Yep, so we got to find out how that turns out for her, if there's anything that she can do about it, if they can do about it, I should say.
Well, you got the next clip. Let's get that clip going.
Hey, fucking plus, Blair. Johnny, fetch the pot box.
Pot box incoming.
Thank you.
All right. So there
As you see, Ted is not your regular teddy bear.
No, and they asked for her to tell them something that she liked about them or what was good about them. So she gave them all some kind of response, and they seemed to like the response she gave them as far as saying something positive about them.
It's definitely not your normal family. That's for sure.
No, it's not. It's definitely not your normal family.
But I'm telling you, we laughed the whole time.
Yeah, it was a hilarious episode. So right now, she's came in. She's asked for weed. They went to grab their weed. They have no weed.
Well, we're gonna find
out what happens next.
Oh shit!
What?
We're up too.
Oh, fucking great.
Well, there you go. She basically tells his sister, "Hey, we don't have any smoke for you."
So he kind of tells them that, "Hey, I got this guy at school that I can get weed off." I guess they kind of describe him kind of weird, and basically tells them that you could tell she has a self-conscious about it because she doesn't want to go to a high school
and buy weed, right?
From a high schooler, and he goes,
Right.
"Don't worry, he's 23." So
Yeah, well, you'll be seeing that clip coming up right now. We'll break that down for you. Let's take a look at that.
I cannot buy pot from a 17-year-old.
Nah, it's okay. He's 23.
Not like a 23-year-old in high school, right?
Well, the way that it is nowadays, I'm seeing there's a lot of high schoolers that can't even read 4th grade level, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, you couldn't play Dungeons & Dragons if you can't even read a 4th grade level. There's a lot of reading.
Well, there's a lot of intelligent people that play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have to be.
Some of the smartest people I know
You have to know how to communicate.
actually are Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
It taught our son how.
Yeah, it taught me how to read. I didn't want to read the textbooks, but I ended up reading monster manuals and textbooks for Player's Handbook and stuff like that. So it taught me how to read for sure. So
Our daughter, she wasn't flying with that.
most girls don't. Most girls don't.
But she's seen her mom playing.
They were high on drugs and broke in and dragged their dicks across the organ keys.
Oh,
Now that's the dad.
Yeah, he's reading the paper.
And he's all upset because these kids that are smoking weed broke into a church, and that's what they did.
Yeah. And the father of the church, the priest, said that basically because they don't have any parental guidance or parents aren't getting involved in their kids' lives. So it kind of plays into the story for what's coming ahead.
And now they feel like it's their obligation. Maybe we should start spending more time with our children and giving them better structure.
Yeah. So the mom basically going to come up in here and ask the dad for something.
How about we spend some quality time together tonight, please?
So you can see she's a sweetheart.
And he's annoyed.
Yeah, he's annoyed. He doesn't want to spend any time with the kids, but she wants to make sure her son and that her daughter doesn't get hooked on the pot, which they already are hooked on.
They were calling it all kinds of old-fashioned names, but it was funny.
Yeah, herb.
I couldn't remember the other one. She said something. Dubage.
Dubage, yeah.
That's something from
hooked
the 70s.
On the dubage. Yeah.
So there's a lot of funny, cute parts in this movie. I mean, really funny. I mean,
television series, but yeah, it's fun.
oh yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, he has a few movies out, so
Yeah.
I've never ever watched this before. This bear, but I think I'm going to watch. Was
Yeah.
it Marky Mark?
Yeah, I think it's there's 1 and 2 with Marky Mark in it. Yeah,
I think we're gonna have to watch them.
yeah.
I think we've been missing
Marky
out.
Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Thank you, Wizards of the Coast, for turning us on to this.
Yeah, I would have never
Max.
even known this if they not put it on their D&D Beyond website. So yeah, thanks a lot there, Wizards of the Coast. Appreciate that. Something good. You did something good there.
Oh, die, you ugly piece of shit! Chop his fucking head off! Dude, you stabbed him! Shit, I'm dying!
All right, well.
That's them walking up to their friend Chris, who's the DM's house, and imagine walking down a hallway and hearing that craziness.
Right. That you'd be like, what is going on in this room over here?
Sounds like somebody's getting murdered.
Right.
But that's actually the way that it sounds. I mean, I know Dungeons Master is very, very calm.
Yeah, it's very relaxed.
And that's not the way it is when you go to
No,
because people are screaming and yelling and laughing.
Yeah, it's not like our campaigns.
And cracking on each other's characters. I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do for sure. Yeah, we're always cracking on whatever's going on next.
So they're about ready to go to see Chris.
Yeah, see the DM, see what he's up to.
Fucking God! Damn it!
Now, that's the way people really are.
Yeah, that's real players right there.
I mean, I don't cuss that much, but I do get very upset. I get very mad by the end of the evening if it was not going right. The corners of my character sheet are torn.
Yeah, and people get a little upset when they don't roll what they're wanting to roll at that time. Yeah, so that definitely is that's a real example of a player.
And that's like if somebody was on the line and you rolled a 1.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna get for sure, right? That's for sure.
You are seriously gonna kill me right before we find the temple? Fuck you in the ass, Chris! That's not appropriate!
It's not appropriate.
No, he's not liking death. Well, most characters don't like death. They get really attached to that paper character, don't they?
Well, that's the difference. What I just seen something about Dungeons and Dragons, how they're taking the character kind of sheets out and everything's going to be on a laptop or your computer or your phone.
Yeah, they're all using laptops for their character sheets.
And this is, I think, why Dungeons Masters are having a hard time knowing their feats and their strengths and stuff.
And their spells mostly. I mean, their spells they're just like, I don't know what they're doing. They're like, can I do this? Or I'm doing this and it can't do that. It's
because if you make your character sheet, you have to write everything down. So it's drilled
in your brain.
It's drilled into your mind. So when you spend all this time making a character and they die, this is the way they are.
Yeah, for sure. That's a definite. That's definitely how it goes for sure.
Well, my family and I were hoping that you had some marijuana we could purchase.
All right, well, yeah, so they're trying to get some smoke from this DM here.
Well, yeah, the DM, they all stormed out, and he was very upset, and he was devastated by the whole
by
display.
And then all the players there started to band up and leave the table.
And then all of a sudden they walk in, and he's just looking at them like, what are you guys doing here? I don't know you. You don't talk to me at school.
Right, we want some pot. That's how most of the old school drug deals went. I don't really know the guy, but I know he has pot on him.
Maybe we could play a game, and we could get some pot while we're at it.
Now, he's not down for this. He was saying
he's too mad to sell weed because he had a masterpiece of a module that he put together.
And he'll think that they'll make a mockery out of the game. They had because
they've never played before, so yeah.
And he was so upset. He had to take a pause to look at his stars on.
Yeah, I say I'm gonna go sit in the dark and look at my glow stars on my ceiling.
That was pasted on his ceiling.
Yeah.
So again, you have a 23-year-old living at home with his mother. So that's kind of Chris, the DM.
Yeah, that's him in a nutshell for sure.
Have you guys ever even played D&D before?
No, but we learn fast.
Yeah, D&D is not a game you can really learn fast on, but I can see why he's hesitant to let them play.
Well, of course, and when I first played, it was very intimidating to stuff that I've ever played my whole life.
Yeah, there's a lot on the character sheet when you first look at it. If you've never looked at a character sheet before,
I didn't even know what dexterity was.
Right. Well, yeah, we would know most of those things were. I mean, strength, obviously. But,
all of a sudden they're telling you to roll for Constitution, and I was like, what does that mean?
You're right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's totally different. And especially if you have virgins, brand new,
Yeah.
coming to the
I've
scene.
never even looked at the book or nothing. I have no idea.
You
Yeah.
have no idea what the heck
would
it
be
is.
hard for a new player for sure.
But they're just trying to get some weed.
Yep.
And make them happy.
Right.
How about we make it interesting? If we can beat your game, you give us the weed.
Now that challenges them.
Yeah. Now the DM's got a little interest in it. Okay, you beat the game and you get my weed. Okay, it sounds a little bit more of an exciting mix here.
Because he was so disappointed in what had just transpired into the bedroom that he was playing in, that all of his campaign just got up and abruptly left.
Yeah,
and he was pissed.
Yeah, he said, out of a masterpiece of a module here, it's gone to waste.
So it is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's funny. So basically, they're just trying to convince him to
Please
let him play.
Please let us play.
Right, yeah. So we can get some weed.
Yep.
Best the quest. Earn the herb.
You can see he's really into that thought process. That's
Yeah.
the quest.
Earn
the
the-
herb.
And so now he's intrigued. So he is going to take them up on his offer about having him, his sister, and Ted the bear sit down and play this module.
Yeah, it's funny. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Yes, and this is when everything really gets silly. I love it. I really have enjoyed this. I loved it.
Yeah, they did a good job of throwing D&D into this.
Somebody who's never seen it, I think that you would enjoy it, even if you've never seen Ted.
Yeah, never. If you play Dungeons and Dragons, you don't need to see Ted to enjoy.
No, you don't. You don't. No. But it does help how cool that they casted these characters.
Yeah, they did a good job. It's pretty funny. I have enjoyed it.
A D&D game with real-world stakes. Imagine how alive you'll feel.
Tell me if somebody said that to you.
Yeah, right. If from real world stakes, if you could beat my module, yeah, I think I would be more intrigued to play for sure. Yeah, more, put more thought and oomph into it for sure.
Now, can I ask a question? Because I've never played one, but is there modules that it only takes a day or just a
They do have short modules. Yeah, they have short modules. They have
a short campaign?
Yeah, like the first edition modules that Gary Gygax created. He actually created a lot of those modules so that you couldn't beat it. It was meant to kill your characters.
What?
Yeah, it was so hard that he never expected the players to even beat the game. There's one called Tomb of Horrors. And I ran my guys through it, and I think they died within the first 20 minutes of the module.
So that I'm just saying to complete a whole campaign, a whole mission.
Yeah, well, the module is based off like a campaign style.
Well, this will be, when you see the quest, this is probably the quickest quest you'll ever see.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's quick. It might be. It's a little shorter than my Tomb of Horrors guys that went on my Tomb of Horrors. They didn't make it
But
very
why
far.
would they want to kill you off? I mean, I just want to.
You could your choices. The choices you make as a player. Yeah, if you do the wrong thing, you just pay the consequences.
Then you got to make a whole new character sheet.
Right.
That's why everybody gets mad.
Yep, they do too. They definitely do.
This is your first time playing? I've gone ahead and pre-made your character sheet so we can jump right into the game.
And like a pre-made character sheet, the DM never wants you to succeed. So if a DM ever asks you, here's a pre-made character sheet, decline unless you really have no idea how to play the game.
Why? Because you want them to fail.
Well, he just doesn't put as much thought into it as a player would. Somebody who's actually making the character would put a lot of thought into it.
Well, it depends on your role. It depends how you roll.
That too.
That really makes all the difference. Yeah. If I'm rolling for strength, because I'm always a fighter.
Right.
I mean, I put a lot of thought into my character sheet.
Yeah, you do. You definitely do.
So I'm thinking it's just the same as if the new stuff they're doing on a laptop and stuff. They're just cruising through. They're not.
Yeah, pretty much. You're not really involved in it, right? Most of the time, you get pre-made character sheets would be like if you went to like a hobby shop and were playing for the first time with a group of guys, or like if you went to Gen Con, they have pre-made character sheets there for people. When I went to Gen Con, I expected like to run into like the best players in the world. And me and my buddy were so disappointed. Everybody there was like newbies, never played the game before, and we're like, "What is this?"
And you paid to do this?
Yes. Like, what is this? You got to teach this guy to play the game?
Oh no.
Yeah. What? Here's a pre-made character.
They just come to dress up. They think it's LARPing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the downfall to Gen Con. It used to be brilliant players. Now it's just let's LARP.
It says I'm a mage. What's that? It's like a wizard.
All right. So yeah, now he's handing out their character sheets, and they're asking basically what they are. So you're getting introduced to what character in the show is playing what character in the game.
Now you're really proficient at your wizards. You
Yeah,
actually,
that's my favorite class.
You
for
wrote
sure.
a book.
Yeah, sort of as the Summoner's Compendium. Yeah, because in 3.5, when you summon a creature, you got to go through a whole jump through hoops to put the creature together. So yeah, I went ahead and kind of sealed that down to a single sheet. So
It's
as
hard
you summon,
to play a
you're
wizard.
ready to go.
Wizards are hard to play against.
Yeah, yeah, they could be bad to play against, and they could be great to have on your team. Yeah, they're
They're
difficult
the best
class
to
to
have.
play.
They're the best. I've always played them basically the same.
But,
Maybe an archer, but mostly a fighter.
Yeah, mostly
or
you're
barbarian.
run right in and just swing away at people. Yeah, swing away. You definitely do. Remember that time we captured the mayor of a city? We didn't even know he was a mayor. And you sliced his stomach open for some interrogation. And
I
then
didn't
found
know.
he was like a mayor. Yeah, so it wasn't
was
our
a
best
king.
performance. Yeah, it wasn't a good performance for us.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. That was funny.
Bard? What's a bard? It's a balladeer, a singer of songs.
This next clip is actually funny. What he says.
Yeah, this is Ted getting his bard character.
So, have you ever played a bard?
I have. I don't like them.
So you just sing and play your instruments?
Yeah, you sing and you give like
charisma
bonuses to people. No, you give them like the hit bonuses and stuff
What?
while you're singing. Yeah, it like motivates them, like it gives them inspiration and stuff like that. That's
Then
real
why do they
fun.
always have a lute instead of
Yeah,
drums?
they're singing along while
But you think during
they're
a
playing
battle?
the lute and they're in a battle. Yeah.
Do you think that it would be more like drums? You think drums?
Yeah, drums would be a good one. It's a hard one to carry around though when you're walking through a module.
No, I played in high school. I played the drums, so
Through woods and swamps and stuff. It's not that difficult. It's pretty difficult. You got easier to pull a lute out and start. Lute's like the number one instrument played by most bards. But yeah, they're a secondary class.
So they have
like
a special skill that
class.
they can like hypnotize you with their song.
They got spells and things that they can do, and there's certain things they can do. But mostly their song playing just inspires the party.
Really?
Yeah, like whether to do skill checks or certain things like that. But yeah.
So they don't fight?
They can, but they're not the best fighters. So like I said, they're like a support class more than they are a frontline person.
Oh, great, that's useful. Oh, shit, it's a dragon. Don't worry, here's Material Girl.
Again.
Exactly. My thoughts exactly I'm with Ted on this one.
Ted is so funny about the way he just is astonished that he's going to be playing, and like I said, his disposition, his personality is funny. Yeah. I really, really like the director who came up with this. Yeah. Obviously, they play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, they definitely know a premise of it for sure, enough to put this together. Could be writers though. You could have writers that played, and it was easier for them to kind of put this.
They did a perfect job.
This together for sure.
Blair, what are you?
I'm a thief, so I steal shit.
Yeah, thieves steal, backstab, hide.
Can they sneak? They sneak.
Yeah, they sneak around. Yeah, they try to so if you're trying to get past something, or you're trying to get something, or it's just different things. I'm not a thief person either.
No, I'm not a thief.
I don't like playing thieves, especially like in first edition. They were brutally bad. I mean, you'd have to move around to the backside of a character who's facing a certain direction just to get the backstab off, which could put you in a lot of danger in a lot of situations. And usually, you don't have a lot of hit points.
I mean, if you're going to need something and be able to sneak in and steal something, I could see it, but they're not helping me out in any way like a cleric would do. Like they would heal me. Yeah. I need a cleric.
Thieves are specific in certain modules. Like you need a thief for certain things to get certain things done.
I would just tell them load up on cure wounds.
Yeah. Oh, the thief? Yeah. Potion to cure wounds. How about 40 cure wound potions?
That's all we need from you, buddy.
We're actually in the middle of a game here, Ma.
I know, it looks like so much fun.
No, this is when the mom and dad come down because
they want to spend time with the kids.
They want to spend that quality.
Keep their kids up to doobage.
And it's so cute the way she has no idea how to play this, and she just says it looks like fun.
Yeah, she's like excited about it. She can tell
she'll do anything for her kids.
Yeah, to hang out with her kids. The dad looks so annoyed.
He is so pissed. He's pissed. He's always pissed.
Yeah, he has no interest in whatever is going on down
there. But he's funny. He is so funny. I can't express enough how funny.
We got a couple clips of him coming up that you're just going to lose it. And then when you watch the full show, you're going to lose it.
You're going to understand. Yeah. You'll understand.
The guy's hilarious for sure.
Can your father and I play?
Yeah, so now they're asking if they can play, join the group, even though they don't know why they're playing. They're actually playing to get dubage. So
could you imagine if you're in the basement, you're with your buddies, and you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and your parents come down, which is out of the norm,
yes,
to say, "Can we play with you, kids?"
right, yeah, and
It would-
your whole goal is to beat this module, so that way
You
you
get
can
some
get
weed, and
and they're trying to keep you off weed by playing with you.
keep you off the dubage, and they hopefully everything they're thinking there's no way in hell.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to play this. You're not going to know what's going on.
No. So yeah, those a little spin on the old episode here.
You know, this adventure actually is balanced for 5 heroes.
Well, that's normal. Having a module base for 5 heroes, you could play with 4, but 5 is like ideal. 6, you starts getting a little crazy during combat. It takes a little longer. 7, you're just asking for a creep, like just to creep along during combat. I mean,
and that's annoying
forever.
Because when it's my turn, I'm ready to roll. So the kids were sitting there thinking, okay, they don't have to play. There's no way. And all of a sudden, Chris, the DM, is like, actually, this is perfect.
Designed for 5 players, actually. So why don't you join us? Yeah. So they're going to be getting into this campaign with their kids.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So it's ought to be interesting to see how this whole thing turns out, huh?
It is. It's very, very good.
Mr. Bennett, you'll be playing our cleric.
All right, so the dad's the cleric. So we've got 4 characters. We've got a bard, we've got a thief, we've got a wizard, and now the dad's the cleric. So,
and he doesn't look like the person that run around and help you.
No, he does not look like he's not the guy you would want to be the cleric for sure. You probably want him to be the fighter, which is great. I'm glad that they gave the fighter to somebody else. But yeah, giving him the cleric actually worked out perfect for the comedy of the show for sure. That was a great move on their part as far as a writer.
Yeah, because his disposition, you could tell.
Yeah, he's not
his
a cleric.
His demeanor doesn't want to help anybody.
Yeah, he's no cleric for sure. So you'll see that coming up, how well of a cleric he is.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Mrs. Bennett, you'll be playing our fighter.
Oh, I like that.
So Susan, the mom.
Mom is the sweet
fighter.
Yeah,
sweetheart gets the fighter.
Which it should have been the dad. Yeah. But with the mom being the fighter, she's just so sweet, and she looks really good in her outfit too. You know.
Oh yeah, but they put her in plate armor. Yeah, they do a good job of her.
She really looks good.
So there's your 5 characters. That you got the bard, wizard, thief, cleric, and your fighter. Your class. That's normal. That's your normal setup. Class. Yeah, your basic setup. The bard's a little out there.
And thief is a little.
Well, you'll get a thief. I think they're playing first edition from the books I can tell he's got. So this is like a first edition style Dungeons and Dragons.
That's cool.
Yeah, I seen the monster manual on a chair, and it was a first edition.
And I seen manual.
his DM screen. Yeah, it's old school.
That's
for sure.
Old school. Yes, it is. I like that.
I've never seen one like that before, actually.
I've assigned you your class, but you can go ahead and pick your race. White.
Don't think he understands the fantasy races. He's thinking of races
like,
in the real world.
He's like, what race do you want to be? I want to be white.
Yeah.
I mean, if you would ask a normal person, they wouldn't think of an elf.
Yeah. They have no idea about Dungeons and Dragons. They don't know anything about races in the game. Yeah, so you immediately would shoot to the different races that you have in the real world for sure. That's funny. Yeah, so that was a funny clip. And if you watch the rest, we can only show you so much here on YouTube because of the Peacock copyrights. But if you watch the whole thing, there you'll see that little setup is hilarious. There.
It is great.
Yeah, it does a good job for sure.
What? You said I could pick a race. Oh no! Can I pick white instead of one of the races?
Again, we had to show you that other clip, even though we told you about it. He is hilarious.
He said I'm being a white guy.
He wants to be a white guy, and everybody's astonished of what is it? What are you talking about? Because think about it: if you were sitting around a campaign and somebody had asked you what race, and they kept going
white.
Can I be a white guy?
Right.
Can I be a white guy?
Yeah. Even the DM's face when he said it, he's all like, "Huh?" Yeah. He was definitely like.
But he had to explain to him.
Yeah.
Do you want to be an elf? Do you want to be, a human? I mean, basically, looks like they all chose a human.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, there's no side races
except
there.
a bear.
Yeah, well, the bear, yeah, that's really not a race either, though, so that really doesn't work.
That's insane.
Our adventure begins in a weathered old tavern.
And that's the way a DM will describe it.
Yeah. They start off by walking into a tavern, kind of look around. There's a lot of rowdy folk in there. They look out of place for sure.
It looks like you're at the Renaissance Fair.
Yes, it did look like a Renaissance Fair bar, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah,
it did.
it
Yes.
really
I don't know if anybody's
rang
ever
true for that, for
went
sure.
to one,
Yeah.
but we actually like to go to them.
Yeah. We'll be bringing you something this year. We're heading to like the Renaissance. We didn't hit it last year, but we usually go every year, kind of.
Yeah, usually I'm a belly dance instructor, and we usually do competitions out there.
Yeah, you're always kicking butt out there too.
Yes,
for sure.
we are.
Yeah,
We're shaking it.
Yep, it's a
I
good
don't know
look.
about kicking it, but we're shaking it.
It's a good look for sure.
Right. Where do we start? The sooner we find this map, the sooner we get the treasure.
So there's the intro into the bar scene there, the tavern. So yeah, they're trying to figure out how to get this map that the DM has asked them to find within the campaign or the module itself.
And the dad's already pissed. He's already pissed. We can't show you, like we said, everything, but if you don't have Peacock, you can at least get the gist of what this whole right. You
might be
episode.
Just interested in getting Peacock just for this episode if you're a D&D player. It might be worth just this episode for having it for 1 month. Yeah, so I would have paid it 1 month.
We're giving you the gist.
Yeah,
we're giving you the gist.
Giving you a full breakdown for sure of what's happening here. So the dad is annoyed and he's gonna walk up to the bar. So we'll show you how that turns out.
Yeah, I'll have a Sam Adams.
Oh, I'm sorry, good cleric, but here we only serve mead.
Now I bought you a bottle of mead.
Yes. Yeah, you bought me a bottle of mead. It was a pink mead too.
No, it was white.
Oh, what you talking about at the Renaissance or the?
No, I bought it at a winery.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that they were selling mead. And here we kept it too long and it got broke.
Yeah, got moved over and it was in a storage thing and somebody moved it and snatched it.
I've drinking real mead and you have too.
Yeah, at the Renaissance Fair. Yeah.
And what'd you think?
It's not my favorite. Yeah, I wouldn't order it normally, but I guess if you're in D&D times, you only had certain alcohols. Not like you got a whole brewing companies of.
I guess back in them times, you would look for
things.
anything that would give you a little bit of spirit.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's why they call it spirits.
I remember when I first started playing D&D with older guys. I went to the bar and I asked for some milk because I was a milk drinker at the time.
You were when I first met you.
And the DM said, "You want milk?" So he gave me a cup of some chunky milk with curds in it.
What?
Yeah, that's what he said. He goes, "Here's your milk." And it had curds and stuff all in it. So yeah, it turned me off from ever ordering milk again as a D&D player for sure.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a real bar you went to.
No. This is like when I was like young. I must have been 10 playing with like 14, 15-year-olds at the time.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
and you went up to the bar.
I gotta take some milk. And they were like, okay. And the DM was like, no problem.
That's perfect because that would be a perfect place. Yeah. All chunky, all messed up, all just curdled.
Yeah. And the whole table was like, milk. Yeah. So yeah, that's what you get when you're 10 years old playing, right?
I guess so.
Especially with older guys.
I didn't start till my 20s because we've been together 28 years. Yeah. So
long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm loving it.
Loving it too.
Are you the guy with the map?
Steven Tyler.
Here it is.
Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler.
Yeah, what were we saying? Tyler Perry?
Yeah. We accidentally, earlier said Tyler Perry. But
yeah, he did look like Steven Tyler, though. It's time to give it up there, Steven. No more concerts for you.
Yeah.
Live on the money that you've
You
already
do look
made.
like The Walking Dead. You do.
I think this whole band looks like The Walking Dead. But they're basically going to talk to the one person who sticks out in the bar, looks like who may have the map.
Which I think is incredible because they did an incredible job with the makeup.
Yeah,
with the scenery.
Cool. Yeah, he looked really cool.
I mean, that it's going to be coming up. You'll see that. I just wish that there was more stuff out there like this.
Yeah, there should be. Yeah,
if you had a mini series like this, we would be watching it.
I think it's got a lot to do with trademarks and stuff. No one wants to sell it, or no one wants to. It's just it's like illegal battles everywhere.
But they love money, so you think they'd do it.
You would think so, but I guess people have pride, and I guess they're not going to give up on that. It's weird.
I vowed never to return, so you may have my map.
Okay,
well, that guy is cool looking and creepy.
Yeah, he did a good job. Yeah, so I think the daughter, the thief, asked for the map,
And he handed it over.
Yeah, he did.
And the mother, when she first sees him, she says some really cute things. She's
I
like,
think this one's anorexic.
just love your body for what it is.
Right.
You know? And then
the dad's pissed off. Here we go again.
Here we go again, because she wants to know everybody. You know, she's
Yep.
always so friendly, wants to know everybody's business. And then John, he asked, "Where's the bathrooms?"
Yeah.
And he pointed, and it was said, "Was it
Incubus and succubus?" Yeah.
And he was like, "I'll hold it."
Yeah, I have no interest in going in there.
Greetings, adventurers. Come peruse my wares.
Now that was so cute.
Yeah, they were
Now-
walking. Now it kind of showed like a fantasy overlay, and then it showed them in the woods walking.
And it was some funny.
Yeah, there's some good dialogue on the way to walking up to
Was
this
it
point.
Satar or Centaur?
Centaur. Yeah, they're walking. They're talking about some centaur making it in reversed. What if you had a human body and a horse head? And it's good comedy there.
It was pretty raunchy.
Yeah, it was funny. But now they're walking up, and this gnome just basically appears and tries to sell them some goods, like you get in most campaigns. It usually
Yes.
is. A gnome is a perfect race for selling you items on the side mission.
And I think they did a wonderful job with the makeup and the costumes.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
I thought they nailed it perfect.
Yeah, it was really good. They did a really good job for sure. It was well done.
It says you sell weapons, potions, and more. What's the more?
You could see how sweet she is.
Yeah, and everybody was kind of looking through the different items they had. The dad was looking at spiked mace, and then the gnome threatened the thief about stealing things, that if she stole, that he had magical wards on his items that would curse her. So yeah, there was a couple different things that were going on.
Yeah, he was.
They talked about an immovable rod. If you know anything about that, that's a classic D&D item.
I've never played with that.
Yeah, you put it up somewhere. It's like you could fix it in a location, so you could tie a rope to it or something. So like if you were high up a cliff, you could put the immovable rod up and then tie a rope and move down. The rod will never move. That's kind of what it's designed for.
Okay.
It's got certain things you could do with it. Maybe someone's trying to push you.
But the mom's about ready to ask him a very interesting question.
Yeah, the mom's she's going to ask him a question about what she can get here. Yeah, for sure.
A tampon. This is a strange word.
A rod of absorbency.
Again,
they did a good job of mixing that rod of
absorbency.
Yeah, right. It's the immovable rod.
And for her to ask for that, and even when he asked for the Sam Adams, he didn't even recognize that. So again, it's modern people that are going way back, asking for things that they would never have.
Right, and DM does a good job. When these are strange words, and I don't know what these are, and doing a good job of keeping the players like, this is not how you really talk in the game. Yeah,
And
you
that's
can tell it's a new player
too,
talk.
and I just love the way that little bear's attitude is. He is funny.
Yeah, he is hilarious.
He's raunchy and funny.
Yep, they did a really good job in this episode.
Don't want to have it with the children.
Don't
watch it with the children.
No, it's not meant for kids. That's for sure.
You don't get by me.
Oh, great grammar.
Great grammar.
That's they're getting ready to get to the entrance to the temple or cave or whatever they're going to head into, and this orc pops out in front of them, and obviously does the orc speech that you would normally get with somebody with a low intelligence. So yeah, the bear, great grammar. Yeah,
he's always has real quick. He's real quick with his little comebacks.
It's funny because when I'm a DM too, when I play something like that, like an ogre or something, I'll say go here and stuff like that. So try to speak the old get the intelligence down.
Yeah, my intelligence, that's my lowest roll.
Yeah,
because I'm a fighter and I don't care how smart I am. I just want to battle.
Yeah, it's funny. It works out good because you do a really good job. Definitely like the fighter aspect of it, and I like the battles too. That's what it's all about. For sure.
It really is what it's all about.
It definitely is.
Fuck you!
Yeah, so they walk in and it's completely dark in there. So they have the mom put the torch on, and when she flicks the torch on with the flint and steel, that's what you see. Dad is looking straight at a dead person there, and you can see his reaction to that.
That was great.
They did a good job with his hair too. They gave him like the crier or the friar, whatever the hell those guys are called, with the little hair with their balls.
They're bald on the top.
Yeah,
because he had asked the gnome. He got some
sunscreen.
Sunscreen for his head.
Got some sunscreen for my head, right?
Yeah. So those are the weird things that we've been seeing, So obviously, Ted has a ballad that he sings, and that's how the thief come. And he starts to dance, and
the thief
Blair,
come by.
the daughter, she goes and grabs the key as a thief.
Yeah, and they're able to enter the
so that's
temple.
how they were able to enter.
Yeah, so this is where we're picking up after that, and then now they've got the lights. They're moving on through the temple, and this is the next part.
Guess we gotta solve the riddle and keep going.
Yeah. All right. So they walk into a room, and there's 3 statues there that give them a riddle.
4.
4. Yeah. Sorry. 4 statues that give them a riddle. Yeah. And then they're
And
coming up with weird things to the riddle
because
for sure.
the riddle was not easy.
No, it was long.
And Ted said the perfect thing
Yeah.
because they did the riddle, and he goes, "I don't even know what you even said."
Right. I just heard it. And I don't even remember what that was.
I don't even remember. And that's the way it really is when you say a riddle like that, especially as long as it was.
Yeah, it was a long. It was like a 2-sentence riddle. So yeah, it was long, and most characters they try to just make the roll check instead of actually figuring it out by themselves. So it really comes down to the DM whether or not you allow characters to kind of figure out the riddle through their character, or if they try to figure it out through their real person. It can be played both ways. It really just depends on how smart your party is for that to go through.
Wait a minute. It's the elements: water, wind, earth, fire.
All right. So yeah, she figures it out.
And so now they have to go around and
figure out how to get the elements onto the right statues. So it's kind of like the 5th element a little bit.
So it was easy for the wizard. It's pretty easy, but again, the way that they break down each element for the characters is funny.
It is funny. So we kind of broke it down for you so you could see each character, what they do for the elements here. So
to solve the puzzle.
Yeah, to solve the puzzle.
So they don't get killed.
We'll show you how those play out.
Fireball!
Yeah, so it was a waste to a fireball. I mean,
yeah, but if you're stuck there, you have no.
Yeah,
fire.
right.
Well,
you have
used
spikes coming down.
You could have used the mom's
torch, but when she walked in the room, she threw it outside the room.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, she threw it out, and then they walked in, and the door closed behind them. So yeah, the torch was
so that would be your only way
to actually get the fire. Yeah, but the torch would have worked perfect for it. Yeah, that would have been a really good use of the torch for sure. But again, I guess when you just throw it out the door when you come into a room,
I think they did a great job with the special effects. I thought the statues looked cool.
Yeah, they did a good job. You could tell it was like people that were in like statue
I wish
outfits.
that they would actually bring like a small pit, like just take a hint from this and do it in between when they're battling.
In Dungeon Masters?
In Dungeon Masters.
Yeah, they have the money for it. They could easily do that.
Especially in that big ass table.
Right.
That could be TV things. There's so many cool things that they need to do. They really need to step it up.
Yeah, they do.
Help our imagination.
All right.
So obviously,
Blair figured out that she picked up some sand off the ground and threw it on his hands, and that's your earth. So 2 elements down for that.
And here comes.
Yeah.
Here comes 2 funny ones.
Yeah, we got 2 more to go. So we've done the fire and
they keep looking up at the ceiling as it's really closing
as the spikes are coming down on them, right? So yeah, they're running out of time there. They wasted a lot of time too when they were trying to figure the riddle out before they actually figured it out. So the spikes are getting closer to them for sure. Yeah, that was a funny part. The dad has been pissing in his flask
because they were like, "You got holy water," and he goes, "I've been pissing on here.
I've been pissing in this thing the whole time, right?"
And he goes, "Well, you're gonna find." What did he say? Mostly pulp.
Something, yeah. Something. He said something about mine's not because he said piss is mostly water. He goes, "Not mine." He says it's something. I can't forget what it was.
I thought it was pulp.
I can't remember.
Like orange juice pulp. Like what the hell kind of?
Maybe I just don't remember what it was. To be honest with you, I couldn't even
why is Dad peeing like that?
Yeah, and then when the statue looks at him and smiles, he's like, "Don't smile at me,
weirdo."
He called him weirdo.
And then he was saying something about they were waitresses, and they, he's gonna see. They're gonna see.
They went,
a wallet of disappearance.
Yeah, an immovable wallet.
That's what it is.
You gotta tip these guys.
You're back. You got breath support.
Fucking Christ! I'm blowing people for weed.
Now that was.
Yeah, they were down to the air part of the elemental or the elements.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how to get air, and then he basically says, well, "You're a bard.
You have good lung capacity.
Yeah, right. You're a singer." So
he goes, "Oh God, I gotta blow
for some weed. Yeah, get that treasure." Ted's definitely the raunchiest one of all of them.
Definitely.
Sure. Yeah. He's sarcastic and raunchy. Even though the dad is sarcastic, but he's in a different aspect of it for sure. All right, so you see the Ted blows on it and finishes the last of the puzzle, and it looks like the statues all come to life and then point in a direction towards this opening that opens up.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That leads them to the next part of the
because
temple.
they did something with their hands and then
and then they all pointed in the same direction. So then they all kind of get in, start walking through this next part of the door, and this is where we're going to make our way into the next scene.
The dad is great.
Yeah, the dad is fantastic here. So they run into a I don't know if he's a trapped wizard or a trapped, somebody who's been waiting for somebody to save them.
Yes, that's right, because he's asked, are you here to save me?
Are you here to save it? Yep.
Are you here to save us?
Not a lot of black people in Chris's world.
As you see, they have a lot of things that you usually wouldn't see on a sitcom.
No, especially not nowadays, right? Because there's not a lot of black guys in Chris's world. So yeah, there's not a lot. They're basically saying that this DM's not putting a lot of black people in here because we haven't seen a single one.
So I mean, it's definitely not politically correct in any aspect. So if you enjoy that, you're gonna enjoy this.
Yeah, if you're not into the wokeness of new shows, this is right up your alley.
This is definitely not. So this is funny.
They did a really good job on this, and then the next scene comes up,
which was Dreadmoor's favorite. I mean, he lost it. He lost it.
The guy that said, "Are you here to save us?" He was explaining to them how to defeat the
He
evil
said he's
guy.
the last one left. He's been there for years.
Here's how you defeat him, and then you get this scene here.
One way to cast him back to his realm. You must.
That's not something a cleric would do normally.
That's something that I would usually do.
That's a fighter. That's your move. That's my move.
Yeah, when I would mess up, you only have one way to kill the demon, and and they're all just holding on to every word because they were
here's how you beat him, and then the dad comes in and just kills the guy
for no reason.
Yeah,
he has no idea what he's doing.
It goes back to the table where they're all playing, and they're all pissed off at the dad. The dad's like, "I'm just trying to speed the game along." You can tell the dad does not want to be here.
No, he's annoyed.
Yeah,
he's annoyed.
He's not having fun, so he's just trying to get this game over with, so I can go back upstairs.
But they're about ready to go and meet them.
Yep.
Rahul bursts into the chamber with an eruption of flame.
Yeah, so the DM here is just basically describing after they walk into the next part of the temple, what they see, which is Draul, I think his name is.
They did an incredible job.
He looked really good. They did a good job with the lighting and a good job with the makeup effects on him. So yeah.
Yeah, he looks. I think
we show him in the next scene. I think we show what he looks like. I wanted to show
really what he
bursting into the scene, right? So yeah, there was an explosion of like blue fire, and then this
the makeup artist, the costumes, they did an incredible job.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
I was very impressed.
Yeah, it was nice work by them for sure.
It wasn't generic in any aspect of it.
All right, well, there's your bad guy.
That's your main
main bad guy
creature.
Yeah,
to fight.
Yeah, I don't know what level they are because I never describe a level, but that's not something you want to run into at low level for sure. So
definitely not.
No, it's not. So I think on the next scene, the wizard, played by John, tries to cast a magic missile, and I really think he's low level here because he just rolls a single die 4, which would be a first level wizard. Yeah, it would be first or second level wizard, and that's really what's the only amount of damage you would do with a magic missile at that time.
Not very much.
He hits him for 3 points of damage, and then the DM responds back with a little bit of damage of his own. So we'll see how that turns out.
Of black flame dealing 38 points of damage. You are dead.
That's their first battle.
Yeah, so the wizard hits him with 3 points of magic missile, and then the guy back for 38 points of damage. And
he only got 3 points?
Yeah, the wizard casted 3 points of magic missile damage.
And that's all the damage he had on the demon?
Yeah, and then the demon responded back with 38 and immediately killed him.
It killed him.
Yeah, so now we're down one guy. The wizard is dead, completely annihilated from the some kind of black energy or something. I forgot what it was.
I forgot too.
Yeah, but we no longer have a wizard now in this party, so
nope.
We'll see what happens next with the next character. We'll see what they do. I think it's I think it's the cleric. He tries to heal him and basically says, "No, you can't heal him because he's annihilated."
Healing you 32 points of damage. You're dead. Fucking finally.
Wait.
yes. So the dad charged in with his mace, like nobody could kill him, like he killed the last guy.
You're right. He did try to. He tried to heal him. He goes.
He missed. Oh, he said on the way in, he swung him on his tail and hit him with the tail while he was coming charging at him, and did that damage. So
he
now,
missed.
yeah. Well, I didn't even get a chance to hit. He was moving in on him, and they got hit by the tail of the demon.
And you see how relieved the dad is now
Yeah.
that he's dead. He just went right back to his book.
It's so funny. So now we are down 2 characters. We are down the wizard and the cleric. So let's see who's up next. I believe it is the rogue, the fighter. I mean, the thief.
The thief.
Yeah. So she has a potion of darkness that she puts into the air, and she thinks that she can sneak behind him and do a sneak attack, but she doesn't realize that the demon can see the dark. Yeah. So this is what happens to her.
See you. He's going to unhinge his jaw. He bites your head off. You're dead. Shit.
So they've done very well with this whole thing of the campaign, which was mostly role playing, and now they're at their final battle, and they've all got to make one roll, and they're all dead.
Yeah, they go in and do something, and immediately the next response from the creature is, "You're dead." Yeah.
You're dead.
You're dead. Yeah.
You know, you're expecting another fight, tit for tat.
Right.
And no, not with the demon.
No,
he unhinges his jaw
and bites your head off. You're dead.
You're dead.
Yeah. So now we're down 3 characters. We got the fighter and the bard left. So the bard tries to attack the DM and rolls 2 natural 20s on him, and then follows it up with a 1. So let's see how that natural critical failure turns out for him.
Is a 1 good?
No.
Yeah. So he rolled a 1. So we're gonna see what happens to him. I think so.
He was excited.
Yeah,
too,
he got 2 naturals.
Because Ted, all of a sudden, the bear goes, "What if I attack you?" He goes, "Who? Me?"
The
DM.
DM?
The DM. That you can't do that. He goes, "Well, that's what I'm doing." And he just rolls, and he goes, "You got a 20," and he rolled, and then he rolled again, and got another 20, and so you would never see somebody in your campaign fight your DM. You would fight the creatures.
I'm gonna fight the DM.
And he goes, "You can't fight me. I'm like 1,000
of these Drauls.
I'm 1,000 gods, and you know what I mean."
Yeah.
So he goes, "I'm impossible."
He didn't care. I think he said that thing too, where he's in the pizza day. I'm crazy. And he starts going pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at
Yeah, you gotta be crazy to
sing the song, right?
You gotta be crazy to try to kill the DM.
So here's what happens to Ted, the bard. Yeah, that didn't turn out too well for him when he rolled a critical 1. He rolled a lot of die 8s too. I think it was like 8 die 8 there. So
yeah, he kept rolling 20. He rolled another 20, and then he rolled a 1. And when he rolled a 1, that's when the DM took and shook it.
Yeah, is this good? No.
He didn't understand what 1 was,
No, as a new player, you wouldn't understand how bad the actual 1 was. That's for sure.
It's complete failure.
Yeah.
It's a complete failure. It's a flop.
It's funny. Yeah, they did a good job on this. So now we're down to a single person left. Who is that?
Well, there it goes. We're all dead.
Well, I'm alive.
Which is so cute.
Yeah.
She's so sweet, and she's like, "I'm alive."
It was funny. It's good. So she's basically their only chance of actually getting this weed, and she's the whole reason they're down there to not get weed.
And through the whole campaign, she's been very sweet, very lovely to everyone she has met. Not being a fighter that would be rude or abrupt.
Definitely not playing the fighter part of it for sure.
No, the dad has.
But... Yeah, the dad he had the fighter part down for sure. All right, now the mom, she's gonna kind of go up and do her thing with the demon. Let's see how it turns out.
You enjoy being a demon?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. I don't think she's starting to get to his sweet spot. Yeah.
She's just being a sweet mom.
Yeah.
She's like, "So how is it? You like being a demon? Something that as a fighter you wouldn't do. You would just run up and swing. You'd roll your initiative and you'd battle.
Yep.
It would never be, I'm going to walk up to a demon and say, "Do you like being a demon?"
Yeah, it's not even something you would actually hear from a player say to a DM.
And then
I walk up and say, "Do you like being a demon?"
Because he was all crazy, this demon was when he was fighting everybody else. But when she does it, then all of a sudden you just see this switch in him. A soft side of the demon, which he starts acting really cute.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's funny. Let's see what happens next with this.
Susan, you are a breath of fresh air.
Oh, stop.
She must have a high charisma.
Oh, doesn't say what her charisma is, but she's definitely making the rolls, and the DM's making rolls, so everything's working out in her favor right now. So
she is really getting to him and softening him up.
Yes, definitely. So it's not, like I said, they did a good job of reversing the roles, giving the fighter to her, because she's definitely not that type of.
But it actually,
It worked out perfect for them
because he is all of a sudden, really realizing how nice it is that somebody's
actually talking to him. Right?
Yeah, somebody's coming down here to talk to me.
Right.
No one ever just comes by just to say hi, see how I'm doing.
See that all of a sudden he just starts to act like a sweet guy that is just really, really.
not a bad guy at all.
I'm
right?
not a bad guy at all.
Right.
Nobody just comes by
to say hi.
just to say hi. He's saying that all they want is his treasures
and his power.
And that nobody just checks on him. And as a mother, that's what you do. You check on your children.
Yeah, which is perfect for the storyline of this. Well, the reason that she's even down there to begin with in the first place.
And the reason why you made her a fighter. The reason that everything turned out the way it did.
Yeah, it's funny. It worked out really well for him. So it's a great show. Great series. So right now they're laughing because she invited him to whatever, I think it was a painting class, right?
Painting
paint class.
And she was telling him about this woman, goes, oh, I can come and join your class. She goes, oh no, it got filled back up. And she let this one lady back in because she goes, she ended up painting
mustache.
Her mustache.
Right.
And then he looks and he goes, oh, I thought I was a demon.
I thought I was evil here, right?
So it's really cute.
Got a kick out of that. They
really laugh, and for him to get a laugh out, that's something that he just really needed, and that really changed the way he was.
Yeah, it worked out perfect for her and for them for trying to get this campaign completed.
I needed that. I needed that laugh.
So you can see there that he's actually coming around to the fighter here, and by their little conversation of making him laugh, I think it really just softened him completely here. So
yeah, he's not acting. He's not even looking. I mean, of course he looks like it because he's standing there looking like a demon. But all of a sudden, when you switch and you just hear him speak, it is really cute. He's all of a sudden he just gets really soft and really cute. And we're almost done, but at the end you'll see how he ends up. So it's really cute. It's really cute.
So here the DM, I think, makes one final roll to see how this turns out with their whole conversation.
And moved by the fighter's compassion.
Yeah. So the whole they've been doing some rolling that you haven't seen on the side that actually got her to.
So what's that? Would that be compassion?
It'd be charisma. Charisma based, yeah. Or you, if you had skills. This is first edition. I think they're playing, so it's a lot different. Not sure what was going on, but it would be charisma based. But in the new ones here, you'd have stuff like diplomacy or certain things like that.
Sometimes I think it's best just to keep it simple.
Yeah, sometimes it is
diplomacy instead of just charisma. What's your diplomacy?
Well, yeah, because diplomacy is based off of your charisma score. So the modifier in your charisma.
There you go.
Affects your diplomacy and how many skill points you put in diplomacy. How are you at talking to people? There's other skill points that take into it. So yeah, they make it more advanced as some of the additions go on. Right, with 3.5, I still think is the best. It's the most advanced, most rule.
I think we played it the most.
Yeah,
we haven't really been playing.
There's the most rules to it. I think it's the most realistic as far as like bringing real life into the game.
Didn't you buy a module?
What module? Oh yeah, for 5.5. Yeah, I bought the
we're
Heroes of the Borderlands. Yeah,
we're gonna play that.
Yeah, we're gonna get you to go through it, and then I'll be creating some AI movies based off of your actions. So
it's gonna be like the dads. It's gonna be like the dads.
Right, yeah.
Make a new character sheet.
The world is safe. The quest is done.
All right, so yeah, they've beat the quest. You know what that means? They're gonna get some smoke. So they're excited about it.
So that basically was the whole premise of this whole episode.
And you can tell the DM, he's even excited about it. He's happy that the modules beat. So
especially with him being so disappointed earlier. I mean, he was angry when they all got up, so it was nice.
Yeah, it turned out really well. So they beat the campaign or module that they're playing. So what happens next? We'll find out right here.
That was some adventure.
Well, you can see there they got their treasure.
Yeah, they got their treasure, and you could tell they're enjoying their treasure.
That's the quest. Earn the herb.
But Chris, the DM doesn't look like your typical pothead or
No.
so dealer, does he?
No, he looks like your typical Dungeons and Dragons player, though.
But you can tell they enjoy the game because they're like, what an adventure. They're going back to seeing what they had done earlier. So that's the way it usually is. Later on, you kind of sit back and ponder about everything that happens. Because next week when you come back, everybody forgets everything.
Yeah, they always do. That's why it's good to have a recap for sure.
Always.
But here's the bear. As they're all stoned, the bear comes up with an idea.
The D&D world is real, and we're the game? Whoa.
Obviously, like I said, they're enjoying their treasure.
Yeah, they're enjoying their treasure. So with the game going on and the smoking going on, they've got a different perspective for sure. Yeah,
that was definitely a comment that a pothead would say.
Yes, yeah. It reminds me of Revenge of the Nerds too, when ogres laying on the beach when they smoke pot, and he looks at it up the sky. He goes, "What if CAT really spelled dog?"
Oh my god!
And they're all like, "Whoa!"
I guess it was some good treasure.
Susan is going to love this.
So that's perfect. It's actually he is hand painting a picture of them three
talking about what if D&D's real,
because they just paused them right at the end when they were smoking and they went whoa, and then all of a sudden you just see this blue hand that's actually painting a still picture of them leaning against the bed, having the bong in the hand.
Yep. So it worked out really good.
So now he's down in hell.
The water painting now.
Yeah, Susan's gonna be so proud. And then here comes his mom, and this is what is
this is the demon's mom.
Demon's mom. It's like basically yelling down the steps to her son.
Yeah, to the demon.
What it would be real life.
Right, if D&D was real.
Your demon friends are here to play stoners and teddy bears.
So that was basically the whole premise.
Right. Stoners, and they're here to play stoners and teddy bears. You're right. So yeah, there's a game for the D&D.
And then he yells, "Ma!"
What do you think about? There's an old book that shows D&D players sitting around a table, rolling dice with like construction workers and stuff on there. There's an old picture that somebody drew in one of the modules, or not a module, but it's in one of the textbooks, like a player's handbook or something like that, where it shows like D&D players sitting around a table playing real life people of our age.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so they did a good job. That's kind of similar to what that is basically. So they kind of a bite off of that concept that somebody came up with in the 80s.
I thought it was incredible. I would give it a 10.
Yeah, it was a 10. It was 10 for me. Yeah, it was one of the greatest.
It makes me want to go all the way back to the very first season and the first episode.
Right. Yeah.
And we're gonna watch.
And I hope I'm not disappointed because this episode I'm so D&D heavy in the mind that this really played out great as far as making me laugh and getting into the D&D aspect of it.
Thank you, Dungeons and Dragons and Hasbro and Beastmasters, because if I didn't see this little clip, I would have never went looking for it.
Yep. So we appreciate D&D Beyond. Thank you for showing us the clip, and we hope that if you're a D&D player, go check this out. You're gonna love it.
And if you don't have it, hopefully this will give you a little bit of a giggle.
Yeah, it gives you a little giggle about what actually went on here. Like I said, there's a lot more than.
And if you were confused who Max was on the side quest, this is the star of
you don't know the side quest. Yeah, no, I didn't know who he was. So yeah, here it is. He's the star of the show. So that makes sense to why he was there.
So if you made it all the way to the end, congratulations.
Yeah.
Give us a thumbs up.
Thumbs up, subscribe, and give us a comment. Let us know what you think.
All right.
See you in the next video.